going on, guys? Boy Joey 672 coming out of the video right now. So I want to go over Eagles training camp today. The Eagles are going to be off tomorrow on Wednesday, and then Thursday is going to be the matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Philadelphia Eagles. Very excited. Okay, we're going to already here at first week of preseason. The season is about, you know, I mean, not at the regular season yet, but Eagles football's here. You know, as long as we can watch the Eagles and see some of these young guys develop and how they've been doing in training camp and how this is going to project onto the field against another jersey, another team, you know, it's a good thing. First thing today, Carson Wentz, Wentz Jackson, 60-yard touchdown. Okay, this is nothing surprising. We've been hearing this every day. You know, Deshaun and Carson Wentz they're pretty lethal together. And defenses are going to be very much afraid of these two. And Wentz Jackson's going to get a lot of attention on the field. And Carson Wentz is going to hand the ball off or throw it to whoever the hell he wants. And there is a lot of options out there. And Wentz Jackson is one of them. He's one of the most vital pieces to this offense to stretch out the defense and open it up a lot more for the run game. So guys aren't, you know, defensive guys aren't really, you know, in the box and, you know, not really being fearful of our wide receiver core at all. So very happy with Wentz Jackson and Carson Wentz, the chemistry on and off the field. They're doing very well, very happy with that. Carson Wentz actually tried throwing another deep ball a little bit over Jackson's head, and safety Rodney McLeod got the interception. His first play of the training camp, pretty much. Rodney McLeod is still not cleared for live hitting, so he probably won't be in this game Thursday. He's probably not going to be in preseason at all. I wouldn't doubt it. Rodney McLeod's doing individual work, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s now, which is great. So this is a really good thing. I'm very happy with this, and you know, Rodney McLeod, you know what? Just keep him off the field, let him get healthy. He said he's feeling really good, so got to respect that. And that's really it. Quarterback Clayton Thornton, he had two good passes today. He threw a deep touchdown to Greg Ward Jr., and he threw a deep seam pass to DeAndre Tompkins, the undrafted wide receiver from Penn State, okay? I'm not going to put anything on Clayton Thornton the last day of training camp before the preseason game against the Titans, the first preseason game, and he threw two good passes. Yeah, that a boy. At the same time, Greg Ward Jr. has been working his tail off. He's been on this roster a few times, guys, okay? He was in college as a quarterback. He came onto this team, and he's been working his tail off. I mean, he was one of the top receivers in the AAF as well. Played for the American Alliance Football League, and before that, you know, closed down. And he learned a lot. And you know what? I hope Greg Ward Jr. does get a roster spot. I'm very proud of him for what he's done. He's a hard worker, and he's been starving for a roster spot, and he's never got one with this team. And I think it's time now that, you know, maybe he'll finally get his chance. Sidney Jones was playing on the outside. He actually guarded Alshon Jeffrey, and really contested a catch with Alshon. Alshon caught the ball, and Sidney Jones' hands were literally on the ball, but Alshon Jeffrey was too damn strong and kept that ball to his chest and fell to the ground. And Sidney Jones had a hand on it, and you know, but Alshon kept it to himself. So both guys are battling for the football. Sidney Jones has been around the football. Playing outside is where he should be. That's where he should stay. I don't mind him cross-training. I don't mind these guys cross-training at all, but Sidney Jones is an outside corner, and that's where he's going to stay. Well, Blake Countess had some reps today with at safety with the second team. Nate Sudfeld threw a pass to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and Blake Countess came up and slapped it down. Blake Countess came from the Rams. Well, we drafted Blake Countess in 2015, 2016. We drafted, 2014 or 2015. One of those 2 years it was the same year we drafted Jalen Mills. And came here as a corner, went to the Rams practice squad, moved up in the rankings up there from practice squad to special teams, down to backup safety, and then wanted to, you know, get paid his $2 million with the Rams this past year. And unfortunately, they released him, didn't want to pay him the extra $2 million, you know, the $2 million that, you know, was supposed to be just to keep him on the roster. And then the Eagles picked him up, and actually he's getting less money now. You know, and they extended him a year, so they restructured his contract, so Blake Countess will be with us through the 2019 season and the 2020 season, so he will be a free agent in 2021. So Blake Countess is among all these other tight end, all these other safeties that we do have right now. And you know what? If Blake Countess gets his chance, he was dealing with a little bit of an injury earlier on, so he wasn't really doing too much team stuff. But now he's starting to get into the groove now. So maybe he gets playing time on Thursday. We don't know, but I have high hopes for Blake Countess, and I have high hopes for the safety room. I mean, got a lot of guys, a lot of bodies, so. We'll see what happens with that. Stefan Wisniewski is played second team today as the center. So he's pretty much the second center behind Jason Kelsey. Had a really bad time snapping the football. Stefan Wisniewski hasn't played center since he was with the Jags 2 years ago. 3 years ago, actually. Before he came to Philly, when he got drafted, he was a guard for the Raiders, and he was a center for the Jaguars before he came over here, and we signed him in free agency. And just did really bad. Snapped the ball. The snaps were not good. They were going off sides. It just wasn't a good day for Stefan Wisniewski. You know what? I think his sweet spot is guard, and they have to keep him there. I mean, it's not bad to cross-train him to... I think he'll be a cross-train to center just because he's been at that position. If he had one bad day at center, I mean, he's probably just starting to do it now, starting to play in that position. So a lot going on with that. Ryan Bates is another guy, an undrafted tackle from Penn State, another Penn State guy that we do have, and he's going to be a pretty important piece because he's cross-training as well. He's playing left tackle, he's playing right tackle, he's playing right guard. He's playing as many positions as he possibly can. Ryan Bates went off sides a whole bunch of times today. Doug Peterson got kind of pissed off because the team wasn't really doing good. So, like I said, third team. But, you have guys like, Matt Pryor and cross-training, you know what I mean? Opita is here, Maliata, Jordan Malata, and, you got so many guys that are cross-training and doing so well. And, Andre Dillard is at the left tackle position to take Jason Peters' spot. You know what I mean? You have a lot of undrafted guys that should have been drafted, and you have, a lot of guys that we've had in this building that are doing pretty damn well. So Ryan Bates, I want to see if he actually makes this team, but he has a lot of competition in front of him right now with this offensive line, a lot of depth, a lot of guys. So we'll see what happens with all that when the time comes. You kind of notice players when they have relationships, and Deshaun Jackson and Nelson Aguilar are developing a very good relationship. Not even just Deshaun Jackson and Carson Wentz, but I saw Deshaun Jackson and Nelson Aguilar have their own little handshake. I know this isn't the great news of training camp, but it's nice to see that the guys are bonding. It's really nice to see that Nelson Aguilar and it respects Deshaun Jackson a whole lot, and you know what, them two are getting along so well. I mean, this receiver core is like this, and I love it. So it was just nice to see. Miles Sanders got probably the most reps today. He got a shit ton of reps with the first team offense today, and I think the coaches are understanding that this kid could be something special. Now, I understand out of the gate, after the fans were seeing it with their own two eyes, that open practice, that he was these Shady McCoy jump cuts, and the way he just handles himself in the backfield, it's just absolutely, his elusiveness is insane. And you know what? The most reps he had was today. He was in that offense almost every damn rep today. It was crazy. I have, gonna get a lot of reps. I'm gonna have a lot of reps Thursday against the Titans for the first preseason game. He is going to be tested on Thursday, and I really hope he shows up and he really shows that he can run the football. If he starts getting 20, 25-yard runs and easily getting around people like Corey Clement did when Corey Clement first got on the field, when he was drafted in preseason, he did an excellent job. He was always making the first guy miss, and he was always getting first downs, and that's why I was like, damn, this kid's going to be something. So Miles Sanders, high hopes for him. That's going to be the number one guy I'm watching on Thursday because I want to see what he's got. So the newly acquired defensive end, Kasim Edebali at defensive end, has got a sack on Nate Sudfeld today. He came right in. He got a sack on Nate Sudfeld. For a guy that's played 62 games his whole career, he has eight sacks his whole career. For a guy, could this guy, he's 29 years old, but could this guy actually bring some depth right now and really do some nice things? So I'm really hoping that, is this guy going to work out, or he's more, I'm probably more of a depth piece, maybe practice squad. But at this point, I need to see Josh Sweat. I need to see Sharif Miller. Those two names are so important to me right now because them two, it's just really important. I want Edebali is cool. You know what I mean? It's good to have him here. He's 29 years old, but we need young guys on the rise. We need the young guys on the rise, okay? There's going to be a time where we're not going to be able to sign 30-year-olds, 29-year-old pass rushers. Like, that time is going to end soon. Like, we need to develop, and this is where it's important. This is how you build Super Bowl teams. This is how you build your franchise. You just can't keep signing free agents every year and just hoping. I understand that Joe Osman tore his ACL. They need to bring another body in. That's fine. But I really hope to God that Josh Sweat and Sharif Miller do something and get some pressure and show me that they can play. If Sharif Miller doesn't do much, I guess I'll give him a pass because it's his first year. But Josh Sweat, no excuses for Josh Sweat. I want to see that guy get pressure, get some sacks. At least, I don't even care about the sacks, guys. All you have to do is get pressure with this defensive line. I've talked about this a million times, like a broken record here. As long as you're getting pressure and you're making the quarterback move and you're making running backs go backwards and move in another direction, you're doing your job. You don't have to get sacks. You're helping someone else get a sack, regardless. So the last bit of news was Doug Pearson's press conference. Is Carson Wentz going to get playing time in preseason? Is he going to play this week? My opinion, he needs to get some snaps. You cannot sit him. You can't just let him play your own team in practice, okay? It's nice that he's making all these plays, but Carson Wentz knows how these corners are. Carson Wentz in his mind knows this corner's not too good. This corner bites on fakes. He knows all these players, which he could take advantage of in his head to make these passes complete. When you're facing another team in another jersey, you don't know what's going to happen. You got to use your instinct, your killer QB instinct to find open receivers, okay? I'm not putting him down for making plays in training camp, but Doug has got to give him some reps. I'm not talking 5 series on Thursday. I'm not talking about him being in 5 series. I'm talking about him at least being in, at least a series. At least one series on Thursday. And I'm good. As long as he gets to play 1 or 2. I'd rather him have 2, but 1 is fine. I don't care. He needs to get playing time. So that's just my opinion. You cannot have him not play the whole preseason because he's going to look like shit. He will look like shit when this season starts. Because he's not playing against another, he needs to play different jerseys. He has to. He has to. Other than that, guys, that's really it. So went over today, had some good things happen, but a lot of questions around Carson Wentz. Is he going to play Thursday? I'm hoping he does. I really hope Doug Pearson doesn't sit him out. I really hope not. Because you know what, he's worked too hard to just sit for preseason. He doesn't, the 4th game he's not going to play. The 3rd game's dress rehearsal, so hopefully they put him in for a whole half. Or 1 quarter. I wouldn't even care at this point. 2nd game you're in for a few series, and the 1st game you can be in for 1 series. If he just gives me 1 series with Carson Wentz, I'm fine with it. So, and don't be judging Carson Wentz from 1 series, okay? First time back against another jersey, another football team. It is what it is. He needs to get in because the season's around the corner and he needs to do his thing. I will see you guys later. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I enjoy all your comments. I read everything that's going on, and really, you guys have been supporting me like crazy. So other than that, I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Fly, fly.